Mr Kiasu, Mr Kiasi, and Ako. One so scared, the other Kiasu bro. Ako just barks, don't know where to go. Mr Kiasu.
Come, you take the middle seat over here. Yes, you are the key, the focus, and the icon over here today. Or should I say Mr. Kiasu is the icon? Yes.
Hi.
Yes, hello. Okay, now Johnny. Yeah, tell us more about how Mr. Kiasu first started.
Okay, I think many of you probably have heard some slices of the story. Basically, this idea came about when I was doing my national service. And Singaporean, most of us, we have to do national service. And during that time, I've met people from all walks of life, and they were using this word, and which is, to me, is actually a dialect. So Kiasu, and it was used like freely in the camp, and people are like calling each other, "Hey, you're Kiasu, you're Kiasu."
Anybody doesn't know what Kiasu means? Anyone knows? Just in case. Anyone knows?
So it's a Chinese dialect. It means afraid to lose,
Yes.
or you always want to win. So it was like freely used, and then this idea came to me, and I thought, okay, what better way to use a word that's so used by different races in Singapore, and it cut across religion, cut across the race, cut across different beliefs, and I thought that would be a good way to come out with a character based on that.
Wow.
So that was in 1990 when I first came up together with my co-authors, the first book. This is one of the first print. I lost count of how many prints we have.
Wow, that's amazing. How many of you actually have this book in your house? Quite a number of you, right? Yeah, we're all the oldies, yeah. Oldies is goldies, yeah. Okay, yes, and then after that, how did it evolve?
Okay, so maybe instead of going down in order, maybe I would like to share some highlights
Definitely.
with all of you. So basically what we've done, apart from published as a comic book, we had our own radio show at one point, and we had our own sitcom for MediaCorp, and then we have our own web series, also for MediaCorp, and then we also did a very fantastic thing. In 1993, we held a franchise, sold 1.2 million burgers.
1.2 million burgers!
Within a month, and that is during the time when Singapore population was about 2.2 million.
Oh my goodness, that means more than half of Singaporeans, or anybody living in Singapore, actually has eaten this Mr. Kiasu burger.
Well, I'm not sure. I think they were repeated ones, So, but it was a big surprise for us. And this company, of course, many of you will know, is actually McDonald's. Which is why I want to say, even during that time, for McDonald's to approach us to do that, I think the credit doesn't really go to us. It should go to them for being so brave to use a local brand. And we were not really a brand. We were like third year of Mr. Kiasu, and our books were selling really well. We were for consecutively 3 years bestseller in Singapore. But even then, Singapore is such a small population, and McDonald's coming to us is like, wow.
It goes to show how big and how successful, well-known Mr. Kiasu was at that time and is still now.
Yeah, maybe. So let me continue. After the selling the burger, we did a musical. And then we have our own musical EP. We produce our own songs, original songs. Basically, all these voices that you hear from radio to music to musical, we actually hire professionals to play Mr. Kiasu's voice. So basically, it's an expansion of the Mr. Kiasu universe. We also did something, I would say, quite forefront during the time. I think 1992, we came out with this dog called Akao.
Yes, I remember now.
Yeah, this is Mr. Kiasu's dog. Unfortunately, we lost one item. This Akao was very popular because it was carrying a pager. So if some of you are old enough to know what's a pager, right? So Mr. Kiasu, in the comic, he has a pager.
That phrase.
Every time the dog got lost, Mr. Kiasu will page for the dog. And the thing will beep, 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 and then Aka will run back. So when we came out with this plush, we had a pager that actually can go beep, beep, beep. So it was in 1992 when we did this. And it was one of our hot selling items. Yeah.
So nostalgic.
And then the other thing I would like to share is we also did toys in 1993 during the Kiasu Burger. But in 2017 and 2019, we licensed a blind box series with Pokma. Okay, so it's a local brand, so it's still selling. So what happened is across this 35 years, we have actually seen almost sometimes like a deja vu thing. It's like the first decade, first 10 years we did something, then subsequently, on the 30th year, some of these players will come back and visit us and say, hey, can we do something with you? And oftentimes, because they cross generations, so the team that approached us actually don't know what happened earlier. And then we had to tell them, oh, you know what, 15 years ago we did something with you guys. Like, oh, okay, yeah. So it's interesting because from a perspective of a local brand, that we have this privilege of doing this for 35 years. It allowed us to have a perspective that many of you in the industry may not have yet. Because I'm hearing like you guys are like coming to 10 years. Having that wide spectrum of 35 years of working on the same brand over and over again, it takes a lot because it's like every year, like when we have a book fair or now we have a Comic Con, then you're like, okay, what do I need to do next year? So as I'm sitting here talking to you, tomorrow I have to start thinking, what am I going to do next year? Okay, so that's the kind of things that we do. And one of the takeaways that I want to share is that, first takeaway is that I want to say that local also can. Okay, because I'm still going to sessions like this and hearing people say, you think local brand can? I said local brand can because we did it in 1992, 93. We started working with international brands. And then lately, around, 2019, we started collaborating. Just like I heard SpongeBob, so we actually did a collaboration with SpongeBob. Actually, when Nickelodeon called me, I think it was around April. Like, oh, this Nickelodeon. I'm like, stop kidding, who is this? No, we're Nickelodeon. Then we started talking about this collaboration. So we came up with actually not a comic book per se, but it's more of an illustration book. If the book is still around, please get a copy. 21, we did a collaboration with a China game company. The game is called TNT Artilleryman. Now before that, I've not heard of them. So, who are you guys? And then they approached us saying that they want to bring the game to the region, Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand. And they want a more local character so that people can identify with them. But they had one request. They wanted the Mr. Kiasu character to be younger version from the book. So we actually took a drastic step of allowing this license to make Mr. Kiasu to become more like a boy. And then he appears in the game. And then based on their report, the TikTok view for the game, I think during some competition for the game to promote the game was 20.8 million. So again, we are like baffled with this number. What does that number mean for us? Because realistically, for a local brand to do that, during 2017, we were approached by one of Japanese largest manga publisher, Shogakukan, and we became their first regional title outside of Japan. So they signed with us for I think about 7 or 8 years. During that time, Mr. Kiasu was published under this Japanese company. So it gave us a lot more exposure, but even then, I would say it's still quite limited to the region. And honestly, I feel that it's quite difficult to break out of the region. But I think as a local brand, we can do a lot of collabs, but we should also know our limit, where we can go, how far we can go. Yeah.
Local also can, right? So actually, looking back, right, I know that you took a little break in between, you had a rest, and then you restarted Mr. Kiasu again. So what was the single most important decision that actually helped Mr. Kiasu to be revived and to last this long, even until now? 35 years, that's no mean feat, right?
The break was actually a conscious effort because actually it was not a break. I basically said I'm not going to come back.
Oh, you wanted to end it off?
Yeah.
You wanted to kill off Mr. Kiasu already.
Because it was like 10 years, and I said, I'm not going to take my whole life just doing one thing. I want to do something else. So I actually went on, and during that time it was a .com boom. Then I started my own .com, like everybody else, and then tried different things. Then I only got back because Shogakukan approached me, and I'm like, wow, this is the publisher that publishes Pokemon, Doraemon, all these big titles. So I should take the opportunity to do it. So we did that, but once we got into that circuit again, people started approaching us. So we started working with NTUC, we started working with NKF. So we were in all kinds of things. Today the main topic is transmedia, right? I think Mr. Kiasu is something that we've gone out of our way to do things that are very different. I'll give you an example. We actually did a project called Kiasu in the House. It's actually a co-living space. And then we went in and then we decorated the interior of these living spaces. So you will see Mr. Kiasu and Akao presents everywhere inside this house. Yeah, from the kitchen to the toilet. So everywhere you see some kind of presence, which can be quite interesting. Yeah, so it's like going into lifestyle. Yeah. And then we also did something I think quite interesting is a couple of years ago we collaborated with a robotic company and we created a life-size Mr Kiasu robot. And the robot was used as a concierge in the National Library. So it was a prototype. And next year, we are going to officially launch Mr Kiasu robot in various libraries. So when you go to the library, you can actually talk to the Mr Kiasu robot, and you can ask him, hey, I want to borrow this book, have or not? Then he'll answer you in Singlish. So we are the first robot in the world that speaks English. Yeah, we have trained it for we have trained it for a very long time because he cannot say "walao" for the longest time.
So how do you train it to say walao?
We have to spell it differently because if we spell "walao," he will say "walao." What? It's like, how come you can't recognize? But they cannot understand words that are not English. Yeah. So we have to write it in different ways for it to pronounce it accurately to what we want.
That is so interesting. So AI robots actually started way long ago. In Singapore, we have Mr. Kiasu robot already. So in the line of AI, right? Yeah, like it's been taking over the world. So how has this affected or maybe aided Mr. Kiasu's creation?
Yeah, so this year to celebrate SG60, there's a show in Orchard called Heart and Soul. So we've actually launched a new book. This book is not for sale yet. It's called Mr Kiasu AI. Okay, so what we did with the book was we scanned in all the old drawings from our previous books, and we were training the AI for about 3 months. So initially when it came out, it looks terrible. Okay, it doesn't look anything near like Mr. Kiasu. Sometimes it will come out with Mr. Kiasu with 3 fingers. And then, when you say, hey, human has 5 fingers. And as if AI, understands, or they will throw tantrums at you. They'll come up with Mr. Kiasu with 2 fingers. It's like, hey, what is this? So it took us a while to train it. Then until one day, everything we fed into the AI came out looking very close to human drawn comics. So that's the day where my own team said, hey, what is this? So are you going to fire all of us? So it's why I feel that we have to take this path is that if I don't do it, someone else is going to do it. And Mr. Kiasu's image has been in the search for the past 10, 15 years. So you can easily get an image and then do your own version of Mr. Kiasu. So in some ways, the AI age has brought about what I think a more open source kind of take, where copyrights are blurred. Just now you all mentioned about taking IPs created by someone else, and then how do you deal with that? So I think that's something that we have to deal with. All of us who are into creating our own IP, we have to deal with that.
Wow, awesome. Okay, so we don't have to be scared of AI. We just need to embrace it and use it, for our benefit. Yeah. So any last message, that you want to share with our maybe fans here, or more specifically maybe local creators or new creators who want to create something like Mr. Kiasu?
Okay, we have 6 minutes and 41 seconds. Okay, so we're gonna do this quick. Actually today we are gonna launch a prototype of another Mr. Kiasu AI product. A friend of mine from KL is here. I'm going to introduce him, and then we're going to talk a bit very quickly about what we're going to do because for me, I feel it transcends beyond what we know about IPs. So we're now trying to get into your daily life, how to use certain application that could benefit you. So the product we are going to call is called Mr Kiasu iChin. Okay, some of you may or may not know iChin. Okay, but instead of I, it's AI. So AI Chin. Okay, so I'm going to introduce EK, my friend, and he's going to talk a bit about the product. And at the same time, we are going to let people scan the QR. Yeah.
Okay, so this is a 3-minute plug for Mr. Kiasu iChin. Everything also can ask trademark. So what this product is a very interesting play to things. So the idea behind it is this. Now, why Mr. Kiasu is still so popular until today is because Kiasu-ness is something that all of us have. Right? Nobody wants to lose. Everyone wants to get ahead in life. And to get ahead in life, what you need is that you need foresight. You know what's happening. And for instance, when you are young, you always want to know, hey, tomorrow exam, actually what subject is coming up? Because I don't want every time I take my exam, then my boyfriend always get higher than me. If I only know what's coming up, then I can score better. Or if let's say during the Hello Kitty McDonald's craze, hey, which shop got this Hello Kitty that I don't have? If I know that I can go there and buy it. Same like today also, so you buy Labubu, you don't know what's inside there. But you know, you shake a little bit, you know it is, then you can buy it. So giving people foresight about what's coming, something like divination like that, it's quite interesting. So to give people divination, we look into all the methods out there, and there was one method called the I Ching. So the I Ching has been used continuously for 3,000 years. If you don't know what's I Ching is essentially you throw 3 coins, either head or tails and everything, and then at the end of it, you actually get some patterns. Then from the patterns there, you get 64 hexagrams. So from the 64 hexagrams, some wise people 3,000 years ago actually wrote some very interesting things. And you're supposed to interpret that. So for instance, if you throw something, you get something like this. Mountain go high, river bottom freeze. The thing is so cheap, but then people don't know how to interpret, So it's so poetic. So what we did was that we tried to combine those 2 things. So we said, hey, what if Mr. Kiasu were to interpret the I Ching for you? So you can ask any questions you want, and then Mr. I Ching will then answer you in Mr. Kiasu way. And we found out it's actually very fun, it's very interesting, and in some ways also it's actually quite accurate. So that is one of the features that we're developing. But we want to go beyond that. I mean, you can ask the thing about your love life, you can ask the thing about what to eat for lunch, you can ask about all the interesting stuff. But we realize that in today's world, where there's so much consumerism, we also want to give people an option where you can take the app, scan the barcode, and then from the barcode there, you ask, hey, should I buy or not? And then Mr. Kiasu, with all of the wisdom of iChing, so it will be something fun like that. So we will develop all those sort of things, and this thing will be coming soon, probably next year. Okay, now what the prototype that we are showing you today, since you all are here, you have a special Kiasu review, so you will test it before everyone else. This feature that you see, it's not a final UI, it's just an engine. So as we train the engine, we also want more real questions, because now we're going to let it out of the lab, let you guys try it, so that then if you want to get your feedback also. So try it out, ask it questions, throw any questions at it, and see whether it is accurate or not. If it is, give it a thumbs up, if not, give it a thumbs down. So at least you can also use it to train the AI. So look out for it. Next year, we'll probably get something out, and the new partnership, anyone who wants to invest money, then please call us.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, so you want to try it? Okay, so before I end it off, actually, I think many of you are curious about my friend here on stage. He has been very quiet, very silent. His name is Jim. We've known each other for many years, and when we talk about discussing about this session, I thought, hey, why not bring Jim? Because the organizer was asking me for deck So I don't want to give a deck, it's so boring. But instead, I want to bring someone live on stage. Yeah?
I like that.
So this is Jean, I like that. Jean, maybe you can introduce a bit.
Hi everybody, I'm Gene. I don't look Singaporean, I'm not Singaporean, but I've been here 30 years, so hi back on. This is graphic recording. Graphic recording is a process, not of drawing, but listening. So what I do is I listen to a room. I have travelled all over the world. I've been to 6 continents to do this. And I listen to what's happening in the room, not just the presenters, but also the discussion of the audience. So this isn't a rehearsed process. This is a live recording of what's happening in the room as it happens. And because you're sitting here watching it, we make memories through the visual cortex much faster and deeper than we do through the language cortex. So when you see this artwork in 6 months from now, you'll remember this room. You'll remember this event. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we have like 6 seconds, okay? So, to answer your question, what are we going to do for Mr. Kiasu forward? So, I'm working on a project in 5 years' time. We're going to give away Mr. Kiasu. Okay, it's going to become a foundation, and the model is based on a Japanese character called Kumamon. It's actually one of the Japanese prefecture. They basically have their mascot. Anyone can apply to use the mascot freely to promote the prefecture. So I want to do that for Singapore. I want to give the character back to Singapore.
Wow, FOC. No please. A round of applause. Oh my god.
My family are a bit upset, as you can imagine. When I announced the date, they're like, what? What are you talking about? I'm like, sorry, I'm giving this away.
Wow, this is amazing, ladies and gentlemen. Another big round of applause for Johnny and for Jean as well. Thank you so much.
Mr. Kiasu scared of losing things. Mr. Kiasu scared of every place. Our cow just chasing his tail around. Together they run this little town.